Good afternoon and welcome to the English Book Club with me, Teach Lynn, your teacher, whatever. And let's just start the stage. English. Oh, I can't type. Somebody's moved my keyboard. English Book Club Vanity Fair, which is the book we're reading. Hello. Hi, Paulette.
Hello, Lynn.
You can hear me. Good,
Yes,
good,
I
good.
can
I
hear
can hear
you.
you. Excellent. Let me just go green so that I'm not invisible. And let's see. Send out invitations to Blood, to Eleanor, to Hermina. And something strange happened today, didn't it? Because today's readers are Eleanor, followed by Blood, followed by Paulette, Alexandra, Hermina, and hopefully I have not forgotten anybody. Although Alexandra's forgotten us because she's not here yet. Okay, so oh, Blood probably doesn't want to be invited until it's his turn. Okay, so we are reading Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray. And if you look at the thread for the book club, look at the pinned messages, you'll see we're on chapter 8, page 55 in the PDF, which should be 49 in the book, and it should start, well, the great dinner bell rang, which is, yeah, well, oh, that's a big paragraph. We got stuck with that last time. So, about fourth or fifth from the bottom of the page. Okay, so Eleanor, can I hear you? Can you hear me?
That is the question, as
Is this the
Hamlet
big
said.
question? Yes, I can.
But I'm
Okay.
on my tablet, a laptop and tablet, so perhaps
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. It works. Don't change it.
better. Yeah, I know. I have bought a new computer and it's a disaster.
Ooh. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Okay, so anyway, Eleanor, whenever you are ready, if you would like to start.
Okay. Well, the great dinner bell rang, and we all assembled in the little drawing room where my Lady Crawley sits. She is the second Lady Crawley and mother of the young ladies. She was an ironmonger's daughter, and her marriage was thought a great match. She looks as if she had been handsome once, and her eyes are always weeping for the loss of her beauty. She is pale and meagre, and high-shouldered, and has not a word to say for herself evidently. Her stepson, Mr. Crawley, was likewise in the room. He was in full dress, as pompous as an undertaker. He is pale, thin, ugly, and ugly silent. He has thin legs, no chest, hay-coloured whiskers, and straw-coloured hair. He is the very picture of his sainted mother over the mantelpiece, Griselda of the noble house of Binkie. "This is the new governess, Mr. Crawley," said Lady Crawley, coming forward and taking my hand. "Miss Sharp." "Oh," said Mr. Crawley, and pushed his head once forward and began again to read a great pamphlet with which he was busy. "I hope you will be kind to my girls," said Lady Crawley, with her pink eyes always full of tears. "Law, ma, of course she will," said the eldest. And I saw at a glance that I need not be afraid of that woman. "My lady is served," said the butler in black, in an immense white shirt frill that looked as if it had been one of the Queen Elizabeth's ruffs depicted in the hall. And so, taking Mr. Crawley's arm, she led the way to the dining room, whither I followed with my little pupils in each hand. Sir Pitt was already in the room with a silver jug. He had just been to the cellar and was in full dress too. That is, he had taken his gaiters off and showed his little dumpy legs in black worsted stockings. The sideboard was covered with glistening old-plate old cups, both gold and silver, old salvers and cruet stands, like Lander and Bridges' shop. Everything on the table was in silver too, and two footmen with red hair and canary-coloured liveries stood on either side of the sideboard. Mr. Crawley said a long grace, and Sir Pitt said amen, and the great silver dish covers were removed. "What have we for dinner, Betsy?" said the baronet. "Mutton broth, I believe, Sir Pitt," answered Lady Crawley. "Mouton au navet," added the butler gravely. "Pronounce, if you please, mouton go navy. And the soup is potage de mouton à l'écossaise. The side dishes contain pomme de terre au naturel and chou-fleur à l'eau." "Mutton's mutton," said the baronet. "And that devil, what ship was it, Horrocks? And when did you kill?" "One of the black-faced Scotch," said Pitt. "We killed on Thursday." "Who took any?" "Steele of Madbury took the saddle and 2 legs, Sir Pitt. But he says the last was too young and confounded woolly, Sir Pitt." "Will you take some potash, Miss Blunt?" said Mr. Crawley. "Capital Scotch broth, my dear," said Sir Pitt, "though they call it by French name."
Very good. Well done.
It's funny.
Yes, indeed. It's very good at the descriptions in this book, I have to say, especially when she is speaking, because she's quite cruel. Okay, so any questions before I give Eleanor her feedback? I've got a sneaking suspicion, Paulette, you looked at all that French and you thought, oh, I'll let Eleanor do that.
But it's the servant's French, so it wasn't very dangerous.
No, that's true. Okay, so no questions then. Very short feedback. The first one, just the stress. Not ironmongers, just ironmongers. Ironmongers.
Ironmongers.
Yeah, they still exist in the UK. You can still go to an ironmongery, which is a shop that's just full of stuff you might need for plumbing, for anything to do with the house, door stops, door knockers. I don't know.
I remember
but they are quite rare now. They are quite rare.
in Lost in Austin, there were also a fishmonger. I remember.
Yes, yep, the fishmongers. Yep, you can still find those as well. Generally in small towns. Okay, so the next one, you nearly got it right. Meager.
Meager. I didn't
That's
check
it.
that one. I thought
Yeah, a small amount, a meager amount, and then Crawley.
Crawley.
That's it. And you get a smiley for Undertaker. Well done.
Ah, yeah, funeral business.
That's it, the Undertaker.
This
To
stuff
undertake
is very
somebody.
nice.
They undertake strange business. Okay, so the next person who needs to read is Blood. Blood, are you okay to read? I'll invite you. We'll see if you turn up. It's always easier if you're in the room, but hello. Have you got voice?
Hello.
Can I hear you?
Hi, good evening.
Hi. Good. Well, good afternoon. Yes. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning. Hello. Okay. So, as soon as you are ready, if you'd like to start.
I believe it in the custom, sir, in decent society, said Mr. Crawley haughtily. To call the dish as I have called it. It was served to us on silver soup plates by the footman in the Canary Coast, with the montor of Snevet. Then iron water was brought and served to us young ladies in wine glasses. I'm not a judge of ale, but I can say with a clear conscience I prefer water. While we were enjoying our repast, Sir Pitt took occasion to ask what had become of one of the shoulders of the mutton. I believe they were eaten in the servants' hall, said my lady, humming humbly. There was my lady, said Horace, and precious little else we get there neither. Sir Pitt burst into horse laugh, and continued his conversation with Mr. Horace. That dear little black pig of the Kent source breed must be uncommon fed now. It's not quite bursting, Sir Pet, said the butler with the gravest air at the at Sir at which Sir Pet and with him the young ladies this time began to laugh violently. Miss Crawley, Miss Rose Crawley, and Mr. Crawley, your laughter strikes me as being exceedingly out of place. Never mind, my lord, said Baronet. We'll try to poker on Saturday. Kill on Saturday morning, John Horace. Miss Sharp adores spoke, don't you, Miss Sharp? And I think this is all the conversation that I remember at dinner. When the repast was concluded, a jug of hot water was placed before Sir Pitt, with a case bottle containing, I believe, rum. Mr. Horace served myself and my pupils with three little glass of wine, and a bumper was poured out for my lady. When we retired, she took from her work drawer an enormous interminable piece of knitting. The young ladies began to play at cribbage with a dirty pack of cards. We had but one candle lighted, but it was in the magnificent old silver candlestick, and after a very few questions from my lady, I had my choice of amusement between a volume of sermons and a pamphlet on the corn laws which Mr. Crawley had been reading before dinner. So we sat for an hour until steps were heard. Put away the cards, girls, cried my lady in a great tremor. Put down Mr. Crawley's book, Miss Sharp. These orders had been scarcely obeyed when Mr. Crawley entered the room. We'll resume yesterday's discourse, young ladies, said he, and you shall each read a page by turn, so that Miss Short may have an opportunity of hearing you. And the poor girls began to spell a long dismal sermon delivered at Bethesda's chapel, Liverpool, on behalf of the mission for the Chickasaw Indians. Was it not a charming evening? At 10, the servants were told to call Sir Pitt and the household to prayers. Sir Pitt came in first, very much flushed and rather unsteady in his gait, and after him the butler, the canaries, Mr. Crawley's men, three other men, smelling very much of the stable, and four women, one of whom, I remarked, was very much overdressed, and who flung me a look of great scorn as she plumped down on her knees. After Mr. Crawley had done haranguing and expounding, we received our candles, and then we went to bed, and then I was disturbed in my writing, as I have described to my dearest, sweetest Amelia. Good night. A thousand kisses. Saturday. This morning at 5 I heard the shrieking of the little black pig. Rose and Violet introduced me to it yesterday, and to the stable, and to the kennel, and to the gardener, who was picking fruit to send to market, and from whom they begged hard a bunch of hothouse grapes, but he said that Serpent had numbered every man-jack of them, and it would be as much as his place was worth to give any away. The darling girls caught a colt in paddock and asked me if I would ride, and began to ride themselves, when the groom, coming with horrid oaths, drove them away. Lady Crawley is always knitting the worsted. Serpent is always tipsy every night, and I believe sits with Horrocks, the butler. Mr. Crawley always reads sermons in the evening, and in the morning is locked up in his study, or else rides to Woodbury on counter business, or to Squashmore, where he preaches on Wednesday and Friday to the tenants there. 100,000 grateful loves to your dear papa and mama. Is your poor brother recovered of his rack punch? Oh dear, oh dear. How men should beware of pit punch, ever and ever till own
Very,
Rebecca.
very good. Well done. Nicely read.
Okay.
Okay, so any questions before I give Blood his feedback?
Hottie?
Aha. Haughtily, yes. Haughtily, Paulette. Yes, we could hear some pops and bangs and some squeaks for good measure. So, did you want to
Yeah, it's
try,
Diwali.
Paulette? Did you want to try, Paulette? Haughtily? Oh, once more?
Totally?
That's it. Perfect. Well done. Okay, so blood. The first word here is canary, not cannery. A cannery is somewhere where you can things like fish, etc. Tuna cannery, but canary is a bird that sings quite sweetly.
Yeah, yeah, little bird, right?
Yes, a little yellow bird. So try it, canary.
Canary.
Very good. And then precious, not pre. It's a false prefix. It's precious. My precious.
Precious.
That's it. And then sow's breed. Female pig is a sow. Okay, sow's breed. Try it.
House breed. I first
Yeah.
time I've heard about it.
Ah, we got a boar is the male pig and the sow is the female. Okay, and then the piglet is the
Okay.
baby. Okay, the
Yeah,
next one, glasses, plural, and the E is
glasses.
pronounced. Yeah, glasses, good. Then I think we've had this one before, maybe you're wrong. Interminable.
Interminable.
Yay, good. And we've definitely had this one before. Women, plural.
Women.
That's it. And then Wednesdays, the D is silent, and so is the E. It's like WEN almost. Wednesdays, try it.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's much easier to say that way. And wicked. The E is pronounced, not
Wicked.
wicked, wicked. Try it. Oh, I didn't hear you. Okay, anyway, the last
Wicked.
one. Yeah, that's it, good. And the last
Okay.
one, you get a smiley for chapel. Well done.
Chapel.
Go into the chapel and we're gonna get married. Okay, next person to read is Paulette. Paulette,
You
you
know
must
the
be
thing with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing with it is just most of the things is are in for I have to read in from perspective of Indians. You know, many words I have to pronounce like how Indians would
Yeah.
pronounce. But in between there's Liverpool and all the chapel and I just get really off the track for some reason.
Aha. Oh, well, that's good that you corrected yourself as well. That's excellent. Okay. Paulette, are you with us?
Yes,
Oh.
I am.
Ah, there you are. Goody, goody. So, whenever you are ready, if you would like to start.
Yes, thank you. Everything considered, I think it is quite as well for our dear Amelia Sedley in Russell Square that Miss Sharp and she are parted. Rebecca is a droll, funny creature, to be sure, and those descriptions of the poor lady weeping for the loss of her beauty, and the gentleman with high-colored whiskers and straw-colored hair are very smart, doubtless, and show a great knowledge of the world. That she might, when on her knees, have been thinking of something better than Miss Horrocks' ribbons, has positive has possibly struck both of us. But my kind reader will please to remember that this history has Vanity Fair for a title, and that Vanity Fair is a very vain, Polish place, full of all sorts of humbugs and falselessness and pretensions. And while the moralist who is holding forth on the cover an accurate portrait of your humble servant professes to wear neither gown nor bands, but only the very same long-eared livery in which his congregation is arrayed. Yet look, you, one is bound to speak the truth as far as one knows it. Whether one mount a cap and bells or a shovel hat, and a deal of disagreeable matter must come out in the course of such an undertaking. I have heard a brother of the storytelling trade at Naples preaching to a pack of good thought-nothing, honest, lazy fellows by the seashore, work himself up into such a rage and passion with some of the villains whose wicked deeds he was describing and inventing, that the audience could not resist it, and they and the poet together would burst out into a roar of oaths and exclamations against the fictitious monster of the tale, so that the hat went round and the I should see tumbled into it in the midst of a perfect storm of sympathy. At the title, at, at the little Paris theatres, on the other hand, you will not only hear the people yelling out, Gredin, monstre, and cursing the tyrant of the play from the boxes, but the actors themselves positively refuse to play the wicked parts, such as those of infame Anglais, brutal Cossacks, and what not, and prefer to appear at a smaller salary in their real characters as loyal Frenchmen. I set the two stories one against the other so that you may see that it is not from mere mercenary motives that the present performer is desirous to show up and trounce his villains, but because he has a sincere hatred of them, which he cannot keep down, and which must find a vent and find a vent in suitable abuse and bad language. I warn my kind friends, then, that I am going to tell a story of harrowing villainy and complicated, but, as I trust, intensively interesting crime. My rascals are no milk and water rascals, I promise you. When we come to the proper places, we won't spare fine language. No, no. But when we are going over the quiet country, we must perforce be calm. A tempest in a slop basin is absurd. We will reserve that sort of thing for the mighty ocean and the lonely midnight. The present chapter is mild, others, but we will not anticipate those. And as we bring our characters forward, I will ask leave, as a man and a brother, not only to introduce them, but occasionally to step down from the platform and talk about them, if they are good and kindly, to love them and shake them by the hand, if they are silly, to laugh and them confidentially in the reader's sleeves, if they are wicked and heartless, to abuse them in the strongest terms with politeness admits of. Otherwise, you might fancy it was I who was sneering at the practice of devotion, which Miss Sharp finds so ridiculous, that it was I who was laughed good humoredly at the reading old miscellaneous of a bonnet, whereas the laughter comes from one who has not reverence except for prosperity and no eye for anything beyond success. Such people there are living and flourishing in the world, faithless, hopeless, charitless. Let us have a them, dear friends, with might and mean. Some there are, and very successful too, mere quacks and fools, and it was to combat and expose such as those, no doubt, that laughter was made.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Well done. Okay, so yes, it was a bit longer, but we were coming up to the end of the chapter. It's always easier for the next reader if we have the end of the chapter. Chapter 9, I think. Oh, yeah, 1x9. Okay. So, any questions before I give Paulette her feedback? Everybody okay? Okie dokie then. So, okay, so the first word, well, two of them, hay coloured, not high, hay coloured and straw coloured. Try it.
Hay colored and straw colored.
Straw, not straw, straw.
Straw.
That's it. Like or straw. And then again, wicked, wicked, not wicked, wicked.
Wicked.
That's it. Accurate.
Accurate.
That's it. And then good for nothing. It's hyphenated, so it flows as like it's one word. A good for nothing.
For nothing.
Good. Execrations, not exclamations. Execrations.
Execrations.
Very good. And sincere.
Sincere.
Very good. Then intensely, not intensively, although they're very similar. Intensely. Try it.
Intensely.
Good. And calm. It's like an R rather than an L. The L is silent. Calm.
Calm.
That's it. Much easier to say. Then which, not like with. Which.
Which.
That's it. You get 3 smileys. Nose.
Nose.
Not nose, nose.
Nose.
That's it. Then little.
Little.
And suitable.
Suitable.
Very good. Now, this next one, it's because of the there are. It's not such people there are living and flourishing. It's such people there are.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just there are people. There are people like that living and flourishing in the world is what it means. So I'll say it and then you try and repeat it. So, such people there are living and flourishing in the world.
People they are living in and flourishing in the world.
Much better. Good, good. And you're right, Alexa, there are so many, not such many, so many different words. And all to say the same thing. Very good. Well done. Okay, so you're welcome. The next person is Alexa. Alexa, can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi,
I can hear you. I can hear
Excellent.
all of you.
Good, good, good. Then as soon as you are feeling comfortable, if you'd like to start.
Yes. Chapter 9. Family portraits. Sir Pitt Crowley was a philosopher with a taste for what it called love life. His first marriage with the daughter of the noble Binkie had been made under the auspices of his parents, and as he often told Lady Crowley in her lifetime, she was such a confounded, quarrelsome, high-bred jade that when she died, he was hanged if he would ever take another of her sort. At her ladyship's demise, kept his promise and selected for a second wife Miss Rose Dawson, daughter of Mr. John Thomas Dawson, ironmonger of Mudbury. What a happy woman was Rose to be my Lady Crowley. Let us set the items of her happiness. Set down the items of her happiness. In the first place, she gave up Peter Budd, a young man who kept company with her, and in consequence of this disappointment in love took to smuggling, poaching, and thousands of other bad courses. Then she quarrelled, as in duty bound, with all the friends and intimates of her youth, who of course could not be received by my lady at Queen's Crawley, nor did she find in her new rank and aboard any person who were willing to welcome her. Whoever did, Sir Huddleston had 3 daughters who all hoped to be Lady Crowley. Sir Giles Webshot's family were insulted that one of the Webshot girls had not the preference in the marriage, and the remaining baronets of the country were indignant at the comrades' misalliance. Never mind the commoners whom we will leave to grumble anonymously. Sir Pete did not care, as he said, a brass farthing for any of one of them. He had his pretty Rose, and what more need a man require than to please himself? So he used to get drunk every night, to beat his pretty Rose sometimes, to leave her in Hampshire when he went to London for the parliamentary session, without a single friend in the wide world. Even Mrs. Wood Crowley, the rector's wife, refused to visit her, as she said she would never give the path to a tradesman's daughter. As the only endowments with which nature had gifted Lady Crowley was pink cheeks and a white skin, and as she had no sort of character, no talents, no opinions, no occupations, no amusements, no that vigor of soul and ferocity of temper, which often falls to the lot of entirely foolish women. Her hold upon Sir Pat's affection was not very great. Her roses faded out of her cheeks, and pretty freshness left her figure after the birth of a couple of children, and she became a mere machine in the husband's house, of no more use than the late Lady Crowley's grand piano. Being a light complexioned woman, she wore light clothes, as most blondes will, and appeared in preference in draggled sea green or slatternly sky blue. She walked that day and night, or other pieces like it. She had counterpanes in the course of a few years to all the beds in Travli. She had a small flower garden for which she had rather an affection, but beyond this, no other like or disliking. When her husband was rude to her, she was apathetic. Whenever he struck her, she cried. She had not character enough to take to drinking and mourned about uh, sleep short and in a curl papers all day. Oh, Vanity Fair, Vanity Fair. This might have been, but for you, a cheap lass, Peter, Bart, and Rose, a happy man and wife, in a snug farm with a happy family, an honest portion of pleasure, cares, hopes, and struggles. But a title and a court and a for a toys more precious than happiness in Vanity Fair. And if Harry's a or Bluebird were alive now and wanted a tenth wife, do you suppose he could not get the prettiest girl that shall be presented this season? Thank
Very
you.
good. Well
Oh,
done.
the poor lady Crowley. Oh,
Yes, I'm afraid so.
mm,
There you go.
poor
It happens to many, many
unhappy
people.
women.
Yeah, lots of them as well.
Because she wanted to have this title and
Yeah, yeah. Well, she paid for it.
she paid with whole life.
Yeah, with all her happiness.
Yes.
Okay, so any questions before I give Alexandra her feedback?
Paulette, ask something.
Oh, is this description really the truth of a knitting lady? I think this particular lady, yes.
Knitting is only one hobby.
She had her garden.
She has.
She had her garden.
Sorry,
Alina, yes?
sorry, can anyone do me a favor? I lost the track. Can you tell me what page we are on? And
Yes,
what line?
somebody, could you post up where the line we're up to? Okay, Alexa.
The end.
So, first of
Sorry.
all, Alexandra,
Thank you.
9, not 9.
Oh,
9.
Nine.
That's it, good. Then hanged, not,
Hanged.
yeah, so hang, to hang, and hanged, okay?
Hanged.
And Dawson,
Dawson.
very good. Then intimates,
Intimates.
that's it. And remaining, not reminding, remaining.
Remaining.
Very good. I've put NBT there for some reason. Hang on, let me just change that for not remind. Where did the B come from? For goodness sake. Okay, then Hampshire. Remember, shire, not shire.
Hampshire.
That's it. And skin.
Kin.
Try and get this at the beginning. Skin.
Kin.
Wow. Try saying it twice. Skin, skin.
Skin.
Okay.
Skin.
It's swallowing your S again. It's so strange.
Every time.
Just when it's at the beginning, when you're saying it at the beginning, not. That's why I say repeat it, because then you can hear it. Okay, then again, women.
Oh,
guys, women, not
Plural.
woman.
Oh.
Plural, yes. All the plural for people are weird. Child, children, man, men, woman, women. Okay, blondes, silent E.
Blondes.
That's it. Worked, not walked, worked.
Worked.
That's better. And cheery.
Cheery.
Yeah. Bluebeard.
Bluebeard.
Yeah, Bluebeard the pirate. You don't know his story?
I think I know.
Yeah, look it up.
Horror
Yeah.
story. Is it real?
I don't know. I don't know. I presume there's some truth in it because there was a Bluebeard the pirate, but I don't know. It could be just fictional. No idea. I'm not that old. So, and then you get a smiley for set down. Well done.
Set down.
Good. And then coach and four are toys. Difficult to say, I know. A coach and four are toys.
Coach and 4 are toys.
That's it. Good, good, good. So that's what she swapped her happiness for, a coach and four.
That's
Okay, and a title. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Hermina, chapter 9. Okay, and it's
I have
page
to apologize, but
Here it is.
I am on the page 94.
94? No, 54, just above. Page 53. Page 60 in the PDF.
A moment. Wow, something is strange today.
If
Sorry.
you do Control F, the languid dullness.
Yeah, I cannot do this when I use my tablet. I'm sorry. It would
Okay.
be a great method. 70. I am looking for the page 60 or 70.
Page 60 in the PDF, or page 53 in the actual, right at the start of the chapter 9.
So, yeah,
Page 53 in the book.
60, 60, 60. Okay.
Keep going up.
So, you mean? At moment, what did the apology? You mean that the old lady? No.
No, the languid dullness of their mamma.
Oh, everything is playing crazy today.
Okay, I can cut and paste, don't worry. So,
Sorry,
I'll
guys.
cut and paste. It's okay. Okay, so there we go.
Okay.
Just read it from the from the Discord. Okay?
So, okay. I hope you can hear me well.
Yep, no problems.
Okay. The languid dullness of their mamma did not, as it may be supposed, awaken much affection in her little daughters, but they were very happy in the servants' hall and in the stables. And the language dullness. And the Scotch gardener, having luckily a good wife and some good children. They got a little wholesome society and instruction in his lodge, which was the only education bestowed upon them until Miss Sharp came. Her engagement was owing to the remonstrances of Mr. Pitt Crawley, the only friend or protector Lady Crawley ever had, and the only person besides her children for whom she entertained a little feeble attachment. Mr. Pitt took after the noble Pinkies, from whom he was descended, and was a very polite and proper gentleman. When he grew to man's estate, and came back from Christchurch, he began to reform the slackened discipline of the hall, in spite of his father, who stood in awe of him. He was a man of such rigid refinement that he would have starved rather than have dined without a white neckcloth. Once, when just from college, and when Horrocks the butler brought him a letter without placing it previously on a tray, he gave the Dominist a look, and administered to him a speech so cutting that Horrocks ever after trembled before him. The whole household bowed to him. The whole household bowed to him. Lady Crowl's curl papers came off earlier when he was at home. Sir Pitt's muddy gaiters disappeared, and if that incorrigible old man still adhered to other old habits, he never fuddled himself with human water in his son's presence, and only talked to his servants in a very reserved and polite manner. And those persons remarked that Sir Pitt never swore at Lady Crawley while his son was in the room. It was they who told the butler to say, "My lady is served," and who insisted on handing her ladyship in to dinner. He seldom spoke to her, but when he did, it was with the most powerful respect, and he never let her quit the apartment without rising in the most stately manner to open the door and making an elegant bow at her egress. At Eton he was called Miss Crawley, and there, I am sorry to say, his younger brother Rawdon used to lick him violently. But though his parts were not brilliant, he made up for his lack of talent by meritorious industry, and was never known during 8 years at school to be subject to that punishment, which it is generally thought none but a cheer-up can escape. At college, his career was of course highly creditable, and here he prepared himself for public life, into which he was to be introduced by the patronage of his grandfather, Lord Binkie, by studying the ancient and modern orators with great assiduity, and by speaking unceasingly at the debating societies. But though he had a fine flux of words and delivered his little voice with great pomposity and pleasure to himself, and never advanced any sentiment or opinion which was not perfectly trite and stale, and supported by a Latin quotation. Yet he failed somehow in spite of a mediocrity, which ought to have ensured any man a success. He did not even get the prize poem, which all his friends said he was sure of. Thank you.
Done. Okay, good job. Okay, we got there in the end. So, any questions before I give Hermina her feedback?
Ballot, thank you very much for helping me out here.
You're welcome.
I was really a bit confused today. It may be the weather.
Okay, it happens. It's not worth stressing over. It's fine. We've always got a way around it. Okay, the slackened discipline. Do you want to try it, Paulette?
Paulette,
I need to
your turn.
yes, I need to unmute. The slackened discipline.
Very good, well done. So it's going to crop up again. So Hermina, first word, binkies, not pinkies. Your pinky is the little finger of your hand. The pinkies, two little fingers. Binkies with a b. Try it.
Okay. Binkies.
That's better. And then Christchurch is the place.
Oh yes, Christchurch.
Yeah, we say it in the English, not the German.
Yeah, of course.
And slackened.
Slackened.
Very good. Then domestic.
Domestic.
Yes. And ever after.
Ever after.
Mm-hmm. Then incorrigible.
Incorrigible.
Very good. And escape.
Escape.
Very good. Creditable.
Creditable.
Credit. It's
Okay.
a t. Yeah, creditable. Try it.
Mm-hmm. Creditable.
Not able. Creditable.
Creditable.
That's it. And assiduity. Assiduity.
Assiduity.
Yes, good, well done. Then mediocrity.
Mediocrity.
Very good. There's too much mediocrity in the world. We need a bit more assiduity to be assiduous. Yeah. Okay, and you get a smiley. I was very happy for bowed. He bowed.
Yeah. After years of training, Got it right.
On Robin Hood especially.
Yeah, bow, bow.
That was a great book actually for bowing and bowing.
That's true.
Excellent, well done. Okay, so any questions before we end?
No, not from my side.
Okay, then for next week we are going to be on page 54 in the book. Okay, chapter 9. Chapter I'm writing to say. Chapter 9, page 54 in the book, which is page 60 in the PDF. Oh. And the chapter is, after leaving college, he became private secretary if everybody agrees. Because I know I get it wrong sometimes. So let me pin it. Nobody going to disagree with me? Goody goody. Then let me unpin that. There we go. You wouldn't dare. You're welcome for thank you for reading. You're all very, very brave. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next time, I hope.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
And for my part, I will have to learn the Roman numbers.
The Roman numerals, yes.
I was in the wrong chapter.
1x 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
8. I was complete. Now I found my mistake. Thank you.
Okay,
Anyway.
no worries. No worries. We
It
got
made
there.
me sweaty today. Believe me.
Okay. Don't let it ruin your day. All right. Take
Yes.
care, everybody. See you. Bye.